my friends, and welcome to our first episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. I'll be your host, Brian Perry. The Walt Disney Company turns 100 this year, so what better way to celebrate than testing your knowledge on all things Disney. Now, this is a Jeopardy play-along video, so you can play however you like. That's the beauty of it, though I advise following the typical Jeopardy rules. So, without further delay, let's check out the categories on episode 1. We have princes, then it's mountains, CGI. Each answer will feature a word that starts with C, G, or I. Did somebody say adventure? And finally, hotels. So grab that pen and paper to keep score, and let's get started with princes for 200. Cinderella ends up upgrading her living situation after moving in with this man. We are looking for who is Prince Charming. Yes, Prince Charming's from Cinderella, not the other princess movies. On to mountains for 200. You can say Bayou to this famous attraction as it closes in both Disneyland and Walt Disney World in 2023. That, of course, is what is Splash Mountain? Splash Mountain, the now controversial attraction that is being replaced by Tiana's Bayou Adventure. CGI for 200 is where we're going next. No one's slick as this guy, no one's quick as this guy, no one's neck's as incredibly thick as this guy. Look at that, I even gave you the right melody. Who is Gaston, of course, from Beauty and the Beast. On to Did Someone Say Adventure for 200. Home to Dole Whips and the Tiki Room. What is Adventureland is the answer we're looking for. What is Adventureland? And finally, in the 200-point round, hotels. A Walt Disney World original featuring monorail zooming through the atrium and characters waving napkins in the air. The answer there is what is a contemporary resort? I love contemporary. A lot of people think it's not really contemporary anymore. Granted, it's over 50 years old, but it's still cool. And I love Chef Mickey's. On to the 400-point round now. We once again start with princes at 400. Along with stealing gluten, his friends include a flying piece of furniture and an emotional primate. Interesting wording there. We're looking for who is Aladdin, and of course the furniture being the magic carpet, the primate being Abu. On to mountains for 400 now. After accidentally starting in Eternal Winter, Queen Elsa fled her hometown of Arendelle for this place, as seen in 2013's Frozen. The answer there is what is the North Mountain? What is the North Mountain? Now CGI again for 400. Name the film. Where is my super suit? He might not be one of the Incredibles, but Frozone is from the movie The Incredibles. Next up on Did Someone Say Adventure? This film stars a depressed donkey and a bear in a red crop top. That's a heck of a way to describe the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. That is the answer we're looking for. And finally, in the 400-point round, we go back to hotels. This resort once featured a train to get around before it was quickly scrapped after 6 years. The answer there is the Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. That's right, back in 1974, all the way through 1980, there was a train that got you around the campground. Now, of course, that's been replaced by buses. Not as fun, not as magical. On to the 600-point round now. We're going back to princes. When he's not fighting dragons, he's helping his future wife fight narcolepsy. We are looking for who is Prince Philip? Prince Philip, of course, from Sleeping Beauty. On to Mountains for 600. Opened in 1975, it became the world's first roller coaster to rely on a computerized system. What is the legendary Space Mountain? One of the greatest roller coasters ever built, still holds up today. On to CGI for 600. Shakira made her Disney debut voicing this anthropomorphic pop star. The film was Zootopia. The pop star's name was Gazelle. Yes, Gazelle, a legend in Zootopia. In my opinion, the greatest Disney movie ever made. On to, did someone say adventure for 600? Sandwiched between Pirates of the Caribbean and Jungle Cruise in Disneyland. That, of course, being the Indiana Jones Adventure. What is the Indiana Jones Adventure? And finally, in the 600-point round, once again, hotels. Help! It's 1974, and I just spotted John Lennon signing a document to break up the Beatles at this Walt Disney World Resort. The answer there is the Polynesian Resort. That answer blows my mind. One clue that could help is I said 1974, so you know not many hotels existed on Walt Disney World property. But yes, the Beatles officially broke up once John Lennon signed the document in 1974 at the Polynesian Resort overlooking the Magic Kingdom. On to the 800-point round now. We're making our way here. We go back to princes. This charismatic Maldonian hasn't worked a day in his life, and he doesn't mind that one bit. That would be the greatest prince of all time, Prince Naveen from Maldonia, who now I guess is the Prince of New Orleans. On to Mountains for 800, Disney's first roller coaster. The answer there, the legendary Matterhorn Mountain, built in 1959, not 1955, as Disneyland accidentally put on a banner celebrating this 100th anniversary. So bad job, Disney, on that one. Over to CGI for 800. His death in 1999's Tarzan is regarded as one of Disney's most graphic to date. The villain in Tarzan, of course, is Clayton, who ends up with a very gruesome death. I won't even describe it to you. Just check it out for yourself. Did someone say adventure for 800? Take guided group vacations to some of the most intriguing destinations around the world with this group. We're looking for what is Adventures by Disney, ABD. And finally, in the 800 round, hotels home to military members and their families. The answer there is Shades of Green. Shades of Green. All right, I hope those point totals are respectable as we head into the final 1,000-point round. Remember, if you get these wrong, it's going to be a big dent in your total score, so answer with caution. With that, we go back to Princes for 1,000. This film features a trio of cheeky prince brothers who live across the pond with their parents and sister. What is Brave is the answer. That's right. You've got the three little brothers. I always forget their names, I'll be honest. Merida's three little brothers, though. On to Mountains for 1,000. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad added thrill to Frontierland when it was built in 1979, though it replaced this much tamer scenic train ride that traversed a small town and rainbow caverns. The answer there, what is Nature's Wonderland? Nature's Wonderland, a great ride based on the footage that I've seen that unfortunately bit the dust. On to our final CGI clue. Instead of the main entrance near Spaceship Earth, you can enter Epcot here, found between France and England. What is International Gateway is the answer. International Gateway. Just 2 clues left on the board. We go to Did Someone Say Adventure for 1,000. After braving Everest, head here to meet the Big Cheese and his girlfriend of over 80 years. That character spot is called Adventurers Outpost. That's right, you can meet Mickey and Minnie Mouse at Adventurers Outpost in Animal Kingdom. And now for the final clue on the board, we go to hotels for 1,000, sitting next to Jumbo House as part of Animal Kingdom Lodge. The answer there is, what is Kidani Village? So there you go, 25 clues down, add up those point totals, see who's winning, and decide what you want to wager based on this category, which is Final Jeopardy. The category is rides. Category is rides. Make those wagers. All right, and here we go with the final clue of the game. Here it is. Known for legendary films such as Young Frankenstein and The Producers, filmmaker Mel Brooks was initially considered to be the focal point of this attraction, which ended up going in a completely different direction. And time is up. The correct answer to this Final Jeopardy clue is the greatest attraction in Walt Disney World history, at least in my opinion, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. That's right, before Disney decided to go the Twilight Zone route, they actually considered making an e-ticket attraction at Hollywood Studios, or then MGM Studios, themed to Mel Brooks and a bunch of scary movies. Very different. And I'll be honest, I'm happy they went with what they did. I hope you did well in the game. Hopefully you don't have a negative score. It'd be embarrassing. More importantly, I hope to see you next week on episode 2 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. I've been your host, Brian Perry. Until next time.
Bye-bye.